Well, a lot of you fools out there are building Mishra claimed by Gix, and you think you're gonna meld them. Not without these cards, you're not. What you're about to view is gonna melt your mind. You're about to view a dozen or so cards that will make your Mishra decks better with super secret Phyrexian technology, brother. But first, smash those like buttons, smash the subscribe buttons, and then slap me silly in the comments. Alright, you got Mishra claimed by Gix. This is going to be your commander. 2 black and a red for a legendary creature, Phyrexian Human Artificer. It's a 3/5. Whenever you attack, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of attacking creatures. If this guy and a creature named Phyrexian Dragon Engine are attacking, and you both own and control them, exile them, then meld them into Mishra, lost to Phyrexia. It enters the battlefield tapped and attacking. So this guy wants you to go wide, right? And that's certainly a direction you could go in. You could ignore the melding, ignore everything else, and just go ham on tokens, and that's great. But bro, that's no fun. You want to meld with this other idiot. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. It's 3 generic mana for an artifact creature. It's a Phyrexian Dragon. It's a 2/2 with double strike. When it enters the battlefield from your graveyard, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. It has Unearth for 3 red. This is a weird card that seems to want you to feed your graveyard with your hand. Weird, but the Unearth ability is pretty awesome. That means you can stick it in the yard, and then unearth it, attack, and meld it. These 2 nut bars meld into Mishra, lost to Phyrexia. So this is a legendary artifact creature, Phyrexian Artificer. It's a 9/9. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, choose 3 of the below. Target opponent discards 2 cards. Mishra deals 3 damage to any target. Destroy target artifact or planeswalker. Creatures you control gain menace and trample until the end of turn. Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 until end of turn, or create 2-tap Power Stone tokens. This guy is just camps on the Dragon Engine's head and then he flames up the whole joint. He's melding with his forehead, bro. Nice. This is a 9/9 that can get menace and trample every turn. It's hard to block effectively, but it has no innate protection and it dies to a dang disenchant. Alright, I'm going to talk about some protection cards a little later in the video, but we want to meld this guy first. Big whoop, let's look at some cards. We got Sarkhan's Triumph, 2 and a red for an instant. Search your library for a dragon creature card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Alright buddy, whatever. You got 10 demonic tutors, you want to stick them in every deck, fine, use that instead. The rest of us just want the Dragon Engine in our hand to make stuff happen. If you have the unlikely event that both this and the card you want to tutor are in your hand, then just include another dragon in your deck, my friend, like Bladewing the Arisen or Steel Hellkite, brother. Alright, you're probably going to want more 2 mana rocks, but we have this Carnelian Orb of Dragonkind. It's 2 and a red for an artifact. Tap, add red. If that mana is spent on a dragon creature spell, it gains haste until end of turn. If you're going to include a mana rock, you may as well include one that will give your little guy haste, so that he's not sitting on the battlefield for a whole turn for somebody to come and remove it. How about Unmarked Grave, 1 and a black for a sorcery. Search your library for a non-legendary card. Put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle. Guess what, my friend? Phyrexian Dragon Engine. It's not legendary. Okay?
Then you got Violent Doomer, yeah. 2 black for a creature. Zombie Warlock with Death Touch.
When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a card. Put that card in your graveyard, then shuffle. This can just get any card in your graveyard, so you can entomb whatever you want. Goblin Engineer, what's that guy doing? 1 and a red for a creature, Goblin Artificer. It's a 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, you may search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Has red and tap, sacrifice an artifact, return target artifact card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. This little weirdo just he comes in, puts your Dragon Engine right in the graveyard for later unearthing. Imperial Recruiter, I love this guy's pose. He's like, hey, how about a meatball? 2 and a red for a creature, Human Advisor. It's a 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, search your library for a creature card with power 2 or less, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Oh my god, dude. The card we want is a creature with power 2. Go get it, Tiger. Beep bloop, beep blop. It's the Crypto Thrall. 4 generic mana for an artifact creature. It's a construct. 3/3 with Protector. Other artifact creatures you control have hexproof. This is protection, buddy. This is what we want for our melded commander, because he's an artifact creature. You smooth brain. You silly goose, you didn't even see that. What's this guy doing? He's a flying spider. For 5 generic mana, you got an artifact creature. It's a spider, 4/4 with flying. Fabricator Claw Array. Whenever another non-token artifact creature or vehicle enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. Oh my god, dude, just draw a card when you meld. That's all you want to do. I think artifact creatures is a great way to go with this commander. Phyrexian Scriptures, 2 black for a saga. As this saga enters the battlefield and after your draw step, add a lore counter, sacrifice after 3. So chapter number 1, put a +1/+1 counter on up to 1 target creature. That creature becomes an artifact in addition to its other types. Chapter 2, destroy all non-artifact creatures, brother. Chapter 3, exile all opponents' graveyards. Well, this is a must-answer threat because Melded Mishra, he's an artifact, my friend. Kaya's ghost form. I invited her over to my house to Netflix and chill, and she's like, sorry, I'm in my ghost form. It's 1 black for an enchantment. Aura. Enchant creature or planeswalker you control. When it dies or is put into exile, return that card to the battlefield under your control. So the way the rules work, if you use this on Melded Mishra, then both he and the Dragon Engine return to the battlefield. So these cards are not quite as good, but it's the same deal with Undying Evil and Undying Malice. 2 cards that essentially do the same thing. Speaking of Undying, we have Haunted One. 2 and a black for a legendary enchantment. Background. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, it and other creatures you control that share a creature type with it get +2/+0 and gain Undying until end of turn. Alright, brother. Karlach, Fury of Avernus. 4 and a red for a legendary creature. Tiefling Barbarian. It's a 5/4. Whenever you attack, it's the first combat phase of the turn. Untap all attacking creatures. They gain first strike until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. She also has choose a background. It's not relevant to this deck. Melded Mishra's attack triggers are even better if you get them twice, you silly boy. The damage isn't removed, so if you deal 3 damage to a 6/6 and then you have another attack step, you deal 3 more damage, it's going to die. Extra combats are where it's at, so feel free to stick a few in your decks. Power Matrix. This was equipment before there even was equipment. 4 generic mana for an artifact. Tap, target creature gets +1/+1, gains flying, first strike, and trample until end of turn. Say you don't have your Dragon Engine out on the turn that you're attacking, you can just tap this and give Mishra all that stuff. And then next time you get the Dragon Engine out, you're good to go. So getting Melded Mishra through for damage is the way to go. You want to give him flying. This thing is only at 1 printing. It's like $10, but having a repeatable way to give one of your creatures all those keywords is really sweet. Alright, we're coming on the end here. Last one, or maybe not. Lizard Blades, 1 and a red for an artifact creature. It's an equipment lizard. It's a 1/1 with double strike. Equipped creature has double strike. Has reconfigure for 2. It's an artifact, it's a creature, it's a lizard. A 9/9 with menace and trample. These are pretty good stats for a Voltron commander. Giving it double strike is boss, buddy. Then we got Delina Wild Mage, 3 and a red for a legendary creature Elf Shaman. It's a 3/2. Whenever Delina attacks, choose target creature you control and then roll a d20. Let me give you a little hint, buddy. You're going to be choosing Mishra Lost to Phyrexia. 1 through 14, you're going to create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary. It has at the end of combat exile this creature. 15 through 20, to create one of those tokens, then you may roll again. The good thing about this is that Mishra has an enter the battlefield trigger where you get to choose 3 of those gym jams. So you're going to be slinging damage all over the place, brother. Anyways, I'm interested in this commander. I might build him. I like it. I look at this, I want to build it, but there's only so much time in the day, and I got to get outside and sun my perennium, buddy. JFK Jr. is returning to Dallas, and I got to be ready. All right? Stay safe out there, and happy brewing. Sneaky G from Better Commander, signing off.